We're live on a Wednesday. That never
Howdy.
happens. Let's see who all's here. Lars was here really early. Most of the old parts and Russ Patrick and Big Mike's Hoopty Barn. Hot Rod Guy Garage. We've got Twisted Mopar Garage in the house. Rob's Rods and Streetcars. He says, oh, man, someone hitting 500 subs? Indeed. He's actually, I think you're at 456 right now.
I was a while ago. I looked about a half hour ago. Yeah.
Aaron Germanson, Indirect Connection. Jason's Garage. Oh, my goodness. I know I kind of ambushed everybody with a Wednesday night live, but you know what? Ross and said, this is just a good time to do it. Dakota's here. Colleen. Let's see. Schweers and Gears. What's up, guys? Kim fixes things. Hey, long time no see, all you folks. Tom Brown. Landon's here. He says he's all jacked up on Mountain Dew. Big Blocks, other stuff. Check that out. So, Steven, you came over here on the alternate channel. Or is that Steven? Blake is here. Says hit that like. Yeah, hey, Blake, you know, RT211 has earned it. He has made a lot of great content. And I got to tell you, I really respect that Blake is like, he wants to see these guys making videos and like making it happen. And I can definitely tell you with Ross, he has. Ross knows just Mopar Joe. They're kind of cut from that cloth. So he'll make it. But this is a fun way to do it. Michelle is here. Hey, my mom is in here. Check that out.
Well, I know one thing greatly helped me was just Mopar Joe. Last year when he put my car on his channel, I didn't ask him to do that. He did that on his own, and that helped me tremendously. That.
Well, I tell you, Joe's a good dude, and
yeah,
he likes to associate with good people, so makes a lot of sense. And you've earned it. That's no mystery there. Dented Dreams, Jackie Abbott, the James and James Show. We got quite a crew in here tonight. My aunt is here. My Aunt Nancy. Hey, what do you think about that? I'm live on a Wednesday. I kind of ambushed everybody. Tony's Hot Rod Garage. Well, cool. So, guys, we have this is Ross from RT211 Racing. I'm sure you've seen him on my channel. He is the front runner in the No Name 500. He's a fellow that says, I'm not speaking for you, but he looks at the No Name Nationals as too much fun not to race. So he give this channel thing a try, and here we are. But I'll tell you, my introduction to him before he introduces himself is just Mopar Joe out of the blue last year sent me a text and said, hey, let me tell you what's in this car. You take a guess what it runs. And I was a second or more off. I'm like, wow. Where's he hiding the spray? So, yeah. You know, I'm like, yeah, this is a cool guy. And so, yeah, you've come along this season, and it's been wonderful. So, we're all here to help you, you know, encourage people to go to your channels. You can earn their subs, but tell everybody here about your experience this year, because you kind of came out of nowhere in terms of YouTube, but you've obviously been doing this a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing it a few years. This year's actually been as far as just issues and problems starting a year out, it would have had to happen when I started this YouTube thing. You know, it couldn't happen last year because the last couple of years, I haven't had hardly any issues besides my stupid reaction time, but everything else just been smooth. And then this year, as soon as I start, it's converter issues, and it's just been a mess. But no, I mean, it's fun doing it. You know, the videos are, it's hard for me to do. I'm kind of a social anxiety type person, so I kind of have issues showing myself and all that. That was the hardest thing to really do. And something like this, you know, I've never done this before, so little nerve.
Patrick says he's got a bunch of his friends together and got you at least 5 subs. And this is how it works. This is how a community comes together. I will say, whether we did this or whether we didn't, Ross would get his subs. That's not the question. But this is a fun way to do it together as a community. I mean, so we got 40-some people that, you know, they want to see you make it. So, and then once you graduate, then Buff Del Campo will be in the lead, and he's under 100 right now. But it's the fun way to cross the finish line together.
Well, I hope I can make it soon. That way the stress is gone.
You've carried the football to the 5-yard line. You've got that much more to go.
Yeah.
Statistically, that's about right, actually. Rob says this people won't judge, bring whatever contact. I think he means content. But yeah, do whatever content pleases you. But you're doing content on just whatever's happening, right? So whether it's torque converter stuff or breakage or whatnot, but they're following along the journey. I don't know, Steven. He's already at 472. We got a good shot at this. If all of you guys will just, send a little something out, like Facebook community post, something like that, I think he's got it tonight. I really do. But that said, he has earned it.
I've been trying like hell, that's for sure.
You have. You really have. L&A Auto Works, what's going on, man? Those guys are a lot of fun. Both L and A, the L and L&A and L&A. They were a lot of fun. Yeah, Twisted Dennis been subscribed for a while. Yeah, absolutely. Mike says if it would help, I'd unsubscribe and resub. Russell.
I don't think it works that way, but
Hampton there. Turbo Tom's in sub 4. Hey, Turbo Tom, did you go help old Rich out? Did you get him sorted out? Lars says you're at 474. Man, you're 26 away.
Wow. That's awesome.
Dust Devil says we should do a collaboration. You aren't that far. I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm about an hour and 20 minutes south of St. Louis.
Gosh, Wendy says 26. Michael Schmidt's got a question for you. When did you start doing videos?
I got a GoPro a couple years ago, and the only reason I did that was so I could videotape the in-car so I could put it on my TV and watch the tack and everything, because it's a lot to watch going down the track, to watch everything and to watch the video themselves, see how the car leaves off the line and all that stuff. That's the reason I started doing it. And I put a bunch up on YouTube, but just private. It was just so I could see them. The first video I put public was after Mopar Joe did a video on my car, and I had to put something up there. So I started making some of those public. But most of the stuff that I had put up was just runs from the car. I mean, that was the whole thing with what I was doing. It's not so much, it was more of just the racing part of it, not so much of, I don't know, rebuilding things and doing that kind of thing. I was wanting to more do it on the racing part of it. The video stuff hasn't worked out how I've wanted it to, especially these last few weeks. It's kind of been a nightmare. I've had all kind of issues, so I haven't got to put out as good of videos as I originally had planned and wanted to, but
it's okay.
I'm doing the best I can.
It's a journey. Fender Bender's here. Road Beer Travels. How's it going, man? Mean Street Mopar. Mean Street Mopar is in the No Name 500. He is coming up the ranks. Just keep at it. Dual Ross did. And James has a question. Where are you?
I'm in Perryville, Missouri. So I'm basically an hour north of Sykeston, because that's my home track. And then about an hour and 20 minutes south of St. Louis, hour and 15, 20 minutes. So I'm kind of in the middle.
That's cool. I had never been to St. Louis before until right after the first No Name Nationals. And I went up there and made a pilgrimage to see Bigfoot 1.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I did. I went to Pacific and I saw 1 and 5.
All right. Yeah. It's been years since I've been to see the Bigfoot, probably about 15, 20.
Well, then you would have gone to Hazelwood, which is the place. It's the old dealership.
Yeah. So
he's in a new building now that's just like a steel building with a little lobby in it.
Yeah.
The lobby has Bigfoot 1's 640-inch Allen Root aluminum boat motor.
Okay.
So that's in the lobby. You can see that. And then the truck is out right there. So it's pretty cool. It's worth going. Never been especially.
Right.
So, here's a great question, Ron G.S. Hope to hear more details about that impressive Challenger, especially the heads. Let's give us a rundown on what you will of the car, because the car is freaking impressive.
All right. Well, it's a 79 360 block. It's got the 408, the rotating assembly. It's an Eagle Forge rotating assembly. The heads are just factory J heads, 202 162 valves. And I had a guy in St. Louis, and I don't know if anybody around St. Louis on here knows Dan Smith. He's been racing Mopars for 30 some years, and he does head work and builds motors and stuff. And his stuff always hauls ass. But he's the one who ported my heads for me. So, they're not full race ported, but I don't really know what he did to them. I know that he ported them so much that they had to have plugs put in, and you have to use Magnum head bolts on you have to use a longer head bolt. So it's milled out so much that there's plugs put in there to cover that, and then milled some more. And then you have to use long bolts in it. As far as how much he ported them, and I didn't get a flow chart on them, or not, he didn't flow them. He's done about 400 sets of them. And he kind of told me about what they flow. They're not going to flow past 570, 575 lift, that they're done. And I can't remember what he told me. What was it? 270, probably 275. If I'm right, I may be all wrong on that number. I can't remember right now. It's got the cam is an old Racer Brown. 260 duration at 50 lift, 555 lift, and it's a 108 lobe separation. Mancini rocker arms. It's the ones made by Harlan Sharp. It's the cheaper version that Mancini sells. 1.6s. 1 3/4 headers, RPM air gap intake, and 750 Holley. But that's pretty much it. I run a stock, or not stock, but I run a mechanical fuel pump, just a Holley. Well, it was a Holley. It's a Edelbrock high volume fuel pump, and factory gas tank, 7-blade clutch fan off the van that the motor came out of. But that's really it as far as the engine. It's right at 10.7 to 1 now, compression wise. And it weighs 30 right now. With as much as I've lightened it up, it weighs, with my fat butt in it, it weighs 3,500 pounds, like race weight. That's about half a tank of gas, a little over half a tank of gas. Factory rear suspension, just heavy duty, like big block or Hemi rear leaf springs the 70 or 71s had, and drag shocks and 6-cylinder torsion bars.
You run a snubber on it by chance?
Yes, adjustable snubber on
it. That car, for those of you who haven't seen it, that car will pick the left front tire up probably 3 inches off the track.
Yeah, it was doing that with the right converter in it. It picks it up good.
Yeah, I mean that car has no business running that fast. But I'll tell you, I've talked about it with several, because people ask me. I've talked about several people trying to figure out what it is that makes that. And what I think it is that you run kind of an obscure combination of parts that most people won't even think of. Like for example, a lot of people say, I want these heads, and they'll overlook the J head. They're like, we'll skip past that, right? But then they'll do the 408. And I think that 408 with that J head that has a little bit more conservative port, gets more port energy. And I think that's giving you more torque and a better charge when it fills the cylinders. That's kind of what I think is part of it. That, and you run a better converter, I think, than a lot of people realize. I think it's those two things. That's just a guess. But
well, I think like with this, this last converter that when I got new and I put it in and it only flashed 3,800 off the line, it slowed the car down about almost 2.5 tenths. So, and I think that's where a lot of people, that converter for my car would have probably been pretty damn awesome if it was just a street car. It'd have been a good converter for that. But to get that heavy car moving on the track, it's got to get up there in the RPM. That's why it needs to be 48 to 5. And it's back in there now, the new one that I had redone. So we'll see this next weekend how it does.
You know what's funny is that there are guys that will overlook a J head and they say, "Oh yeah, I love those TA heads." You know what the TA heads were? They were J heads.
Yeah. Really, the only advantage you had with them, I guess, is just the push rod pinch. What wasn't
Right.
so tight, But and mine are out as much as you can go on that, opening that up. I've never had that thickness checked, but it can't be too much there.
Aaron Germanson wants to know how much gear you run in it.
It's a 410 gears right now. I used to have 391s in it, and actually up until this last year, and the end of last year, I had ring gear teeth break off. Well, I had to race the next weekend, and I couldn't find a 391 gear set that I could for sure get before the weekend, but I could get a 410. So that's what's in it now. It's 28-inch tall tire, and it's also the factory gear ratio transmission. I haven't put the lower gear sets or nothing in it.
Dakota wants to know, did they say what time it ran?
Well, it depends on the air. It has ran a 694 in the 8th at 98 mile an hour. That was last November. It was 55 degrees and about 200 feet below sea level. Like this last weekend up at Gateway, it was terrible air, about 3,000 feet with a wrong converter in it, and it ran 719 in the 8th and 1132 in a quarter. So it depending on air, the car run, it's like 475 to 520 horsepower, depending on how the air is that day, is what horsepower it's going to make. So through the summer, you're talking it's going to probably run around 720s, in the summer heat and bad air. It'll pick up 210s.
A heavy E-body, streetable, small block, iron head, full interior, picks up the left front wheel, and it runs in the 6s. That's just wild. That's a good combination. I like it.
It'll run in the 6s in the spring and late fall. Yeah.
And the runs are really smooth. So I encourage you, when you go to his channel, look at some of the in-car video. You can tell the car is not wasting any effort because it's really smooth from launch through the gear changes. He has really hit on the right combination because this car's not, he must be right in the torque curve the whole time. It's a beautiful run. I think that's how it runs so well. Dakota wants to know about the cam.
Okay, it's a Racer Brown cam. What a 260 duration at 50 lift, and it's 555 lift, I think, and it's 108 LSA.
I think that 108 LSA is big, especially with that big block Mopar head. And the reason I say that is because the small block Chevys like that tight LSA, and the big block Mopar head is very similar. So, I can totally see that. Lars is secretary tonight, 483. You're only 17 away.
Hey, that's awesome.
James says, I heard something about you going to a Hemi.
I don't know who would have said that.
Are you talking to Bigfoot Mark, or are you talking to Ross there, James?
Yeah, he can't be talking to me, I don't think.
Yeah, Twisted Dennis runs a Racer Brown cam. Lars has got your link right there. Slant Daily Garage says, what's up, suckers? Shane, I think that Ross is only 16 subs away. So, wow. You know what? And he's earned it. So,
yeah, I'm trying to think anything else with the car. I mean, they're just really, like I said, other than the rotating assembly, it's pretty low buck, just stuff that I had. I mean, and the only reason that is I went forged with that, so I spent probably another $1,000 over the cast rotating assembly, or I could have made it a lot cheaper. And for no more RPM than it turns and horsepower, it probably would have made it all right. But I spent the money to go a little safe with that.
James said you've got that 3/4 race cam.
Yeah.
There's only one guy who actually has a 3/4 race cam, and it's this guy right here. He literally has a cam, and the grind number is 3/4 race cam, And that's a story you could hear about on the Tech Talk Live on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, 16 more to go. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to give some stickers away at 500. So
That's awesome.
We'll give some stickers away. It's a lot of fun. Wendy says you're at 486. You're 14 away. This is what happens. So we get together when people get close, and they put out feelers, through Facebook, Instagram, their YouTube community posts, etc. And then they reach all these people who might not have heard, and they come click on your channel. Oh, that's cool. And that's where the subs come from when we do this.
Yeah.
488, you're 12 away. Fender Bender got you there. Very cool. Buick Smith wants to know what RPM you're launching.
Okay, this is a subject too over the years. I launched that car basically just off idle, because if I stall it up any higher, the higher I stall that car up, the slower it goes. I thought that was goofy, because when I started running this car, I was out of cars for quite a few years. And years ago, everybody, it was, oh, you got to stall the car up. Well, I have found that is not true, because, well, especially with mine. And now over these last 4 or 5 years, I've heard a lot of other people with just foot brake street type cars are saying the same thing. Well, man, I dropped my launch RPM by 200 RPM and it picked up. I don't know why that is. I have no clue, but the lower if I could just get it off idle, it hits that converter hard. And I guess that's why. But so I launch about 1,500, 13, 15, 1,600 right in that area is about the most I will launch it. That's just what it seems to like the best. So
Blue Grid has a 1/4 race cam. A 1/4 race cam. Bigfoot's in Mopar says he loves that red Challenger. Got a couple of questions here. Big Block 402 wants to know, how long have you owned it?
I guess it's not been about 7 years, 6 to 8 years, something like that. Exhaust. At the track, I run it. I got 2 little 18-inch extensions I put on the headers. And the reason I started running that car in the first place without full exhaust on it is because at Sykeston or the couple of the other places I run, normally I'm running against cars, they're race cars. And when I'm doing a burnout, when I'm up there, I want to be able to hear my car. And when you got those guys next to you, if you got exhaust on, I can't hear it. And yeah, I know I can watch the tack and all that, but I want to hear my engine. So that's why I run at the track. I still do. I run open headers on it. Now, last year up at Gateway, when I ran Mopar Blast last year, I had to run the full exhaust on it to slow it down to run 1160 so I could run that sportsman class. And putting exhaust on it and the front street tires, I got it down to do that. And it wasn't, I think the fastest I run then through the exhaust was 1153.
Very nice. You were at 1132 this past weekend, I think you said.
Yeah, 1132, and that's, like I said, that's with the wrong converter and about the same air as last year in July.
Have you ever run a 10 1/4 with it? You're awfully close.
If I could run like this last year when that thing runs 694, I think it could have. I think it maybe 1099. But
it's close. It's real close.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we're only 10 subs away.
Wow.
So for those of you who are just now drifted, if those of you who just drifted in here, Ross is in the lead of the No Name 500. He is 10 subs away from punching his ticket to the 3rd annual No Name Nationals. And send people to his channel. As always, I never tell anybody they should subscribe. I just ask them to go check it out. He'll earn your sub. He has a great channel, cool guy, cool car. He's got all the right stuff. Check out what he's doing and see if you earned your sub. He earned mine. And the link is up there if you want to check him out. B&R says that the wrong mufflers and pipe sizing can cost 100 horsepower or more.
Yeah. The exhaust.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say the exhaust I run on that car, driving it on the street is just they're straight through what are those Dynamax? They're just a straight through muffler. So running it with the exhaust on it versus not, it changed it about. It didn't change much. About 5 or 6 hundredths is all it changed when I have the exhaust on it versus not. So I don't have much restriction in that exhaust.
Twisted Mopar, what timing are you running? How much time?
30, 35 total. I mean, I got like 22 initial and like 4, what is it? Yeah, 13 or 14. So it's 35 degrees total is what I'm running. It's MSD ignitions. There's no, I ain't no vacuum advance or anything.
Colleen said that she subscribed weeks ago, but it's bedtime for her. Understand? I know it's kind of a late hour, but we thought this would be a good time to do this, and surely it has been because you're 491 subs.
Wow. That's crazy. Well, I appreciate it. Thanks, everybody.
You've earned it, man. James and James says the exhaust picked up his Rusty Nova 30 to 40 horsepower over open headers. Yeah, I totally believe that, yes. You know something I learned from Andy and David Vizard? They said that that ball flange on the headers, like the shorty header, they said that is a horsepower killer. That ball style flange, kills it. Sean is the staging guy in the cowboy hat. Sean, are you the Buster Couch of Gateway?
Okay, I remember. Okay. I do remember seeing a guy there. Okay.
Yeah. Sean O'Brien, he made it through the No Name 500 a few before you. Michael Schmidt says, how do you tune for racing? Do you use O2 sensors, dyno, or computers?
O2 sensors and plugs. I mean, I have had that car chassis dynoed twice last year, and they're both goofy. I've never had a good engine dyno done on it. I'd love to because I want to see where the torque peak is actually at. I think I know now, but because last year when Mopar Joe did that video on my car, he showed that chassis dyno I had done, and that showed that my car was making 575 foot-pounds of torque to the wheels, and I don't think that can be right. I just don't see how it can make that much, really. I don't think it's possible. I didn't think so. But
you're at 495.
5 to go. Wow.
5 to go. No, Dakota, that's not what they're talking about. They're talking about that ball-style flange like you see on the bottom of exhaust manifolds, and a lot of shorty headers have it. And you have a flange on your pipe that comes up and bolts up against it, usually with spring-loaded bolts. That's what they're talking about. Andy Wood, Unity Motorsports Garage, says 5 to go. Sean O'Brien says, anyone in the chat, next time you go to Gateway, come find me. He'll be the staging guy in the cowboy hat.
With the cowboy. I do remember that. I would like to go up there to Gateway and run like in November or something, end of October when the air's great and see what this thing will actually run in the quarter. But I don't know. The only time I go up to Gateway anymore is that Mopar thing, and I don't know that I'm going to go back to that anymore. So,
Michael Schmidt says, "What fuels have you experimented with, and what are you using, and why?"
Okay, I always ran 93. Gosh dang it, ethanol free from the gas stations in the town where I live. Well, the whole county where I lived last year, about a year and a half ago, all the stations got rid of the 93. So you can't get 93 octane anymore. You could get 91, but I need just a little more than that. so at first I started mixing 91 with 110 race gas just to get it up to like 94, 5 octane. But that got so like the 110 race gas is just absolutely ridiculous. $13 a gallon. Jesus Christ. So I go down to the airport and I get 100 octane aviation gas. And that's what I run. I could mix it with 91, but it's only $1 higher a gallon than what the 91 is. And when you figure all the messing with mixing it and stuff, going to the gas station, then going here, I just run straight AB gas. I don't need it for the car. It doesn't have to have that much. It'll run on 93 to 95 octane, but it's just cost and, so that's what I run. Right now I run avgas in it.
I can tell you, knowing Andy as I do, that's the kind of channel I bet Andy watches, because just to see the things that you do to make a car run that well, because I know he appreciates that. Andy's a real racer.
Well, truthfully, I don't know what I have done other than just put stuff together, talk to people, and
it's a good combo.
I don't know. I know I was surprised the first time I ran the car too with this motor in it. It surprised the hell out of me.
Yeah, well, let's give everybody time, JB. It's happening. You got a few to go. Just a few to go. What's funny is that it's showing that you technically dropped 1 to 495, but I'll tell you what that is. It's somebody who's trying to get 500. That's what it is.
Oh.
So what happens, and I've seen this a bunch of times, once you get real close, there's a few people who might even unsubscribe so they can all be 500.
Yeah.
So you'll sit like this is the time when it's real quiet. And then when you get really close, everybody tries to be the 500th. And you'll shoot past and go to like 505 or 550. I've seen that numerous times.
Yeah.
Dennis says, I'm methanol now, have been for a long time, but ran avgas for years.
Yeah, you can't get 93 at the pump anywhere in this county anymore.
Really?
Yeah, Perry County, Missouri here. No station has 93 octane anymore.
Big Block 402 says, I ran some apple pie scent in my gas this weekend, and now my tunnel ram smells like apple pie. That sounds like something Two Hacks Jeff would do. I think he's into sweet scented fuel. See, Dakota admits it. I'm definitely sub-sniping. See, that's what they're doing. There's a bunch of these people. Y'all knock it off. They want to win a shirt from Professor P.
Oh,
that's what they're doing. But this is all fun and games. I've never seen anybody not get it.
Well, I mean, I've got 4 months left yet, so
you've got it. But this is a fun way to get together and celebrate 500.
Well, it's a good way for, like, if there's anybody who's watching who wants to ask questions, I mean, about anything, and get to talk to me actually in a different state of when I'm doing the videos and I'm all stressed out. So
this is just fun and games. We enjoy it. Yeah, Dakota, see, because I've had pretty good luck on them shirts. Stephen, I have never in my life developed any tolerance to these nitromethane burning cars. Oh, look at this. Professor P's changing it up, so it pays to pay attention. He says, whoever is $4.99 gets the shirt. That's good. That's a good one. I like that. Oh, so, Ross, if you didn't see it, do I have that in here? No, I took it back out. I had a contest last week. I said, whoever can guess, the first person to guess how many splines hold the 727 Sprag in the case. You know how they're pressed in the case and they got that spline reeded edge? So I actually counted them. And Dakota started at 100. And he posted 100, 101, 102, 103. He posted until he got it. And he got it before anybody else got 249. And we had 247, 248, 250. They were all around it. And he won at a time all the way up into the middle of them and won a shirt.
That's funny.
Dakota, did you get your shirt? You should have it or pretty close. You don't have it today. You'll have it this week. Max Wedge, Nick Dashford, thanks for joining us. The link is pinned at the top. We are celebrating 500 subs from RT211 Racing. Right now, he is at 495. He just got 5 to go, and he's going to punch his ticket to the 3rd annual AHRA No Name Nationals as a participant. And this is a fun way to do it together with all of you guys on a regular Wednesday night live for me.
Wednesday night.
Yeah, Dakota earned that shirt. He had to make, 148 incorrect guesses, but he did. He wanted to. Yeah, Dakota, you'll have it. It's been sent out. I sent it out top of the week, so. Cracked me up. Twisted Mopar says, you've got a heck of a running Challenger. It's hard to give advice when your car's running that amazing. That's what I think. I'd be afraid to mess with that combo. It runs so well.
Yeah, I'm not going to mess with anything. The one thing I am going to revisit here after this converter deal straightened out is the 850. I'm going to try and run that 850 again. I mean, I pretty much got it dialed in. I mean, when I did run it, it's smooth. There's no bogs or hesitations. It pulls good. So other than, I mean, I'm to a point with my carburetor tuning ability that once it's running great, the air feels good, no hesitations, bogs, and it's pulling good. I'm pretty much done in my knowledge of how to get any more out of them. I mean, I don't know what you do. I know there's people that can, but.
Most of the old parts, and Russ Patrick says he's got a call out with just Mopar Joe. He'll do a second one with you if you want. Sounds like a call out you're making there, Patrick. And Jack Stands at Cinderblocks asks, just got here, what did I miss? Well, you missed a whole bunch of subs for RT211 Racing. He is at 496 subs. He's got 4 more to get to 500. And whoever is sub number 499 is going to win a shirt from Slant Daily Garage, our own Professor Pete. And I'm going to give away some stickers when we get to 500 just because we can. We're having fun. Unity Motorsports Garage says, if it isn't broke, don't fix it. That's my motto. Twisted Mopar says, I'd find a 1050 Dominator.
I don't know. The 850 didn't pick up anything. It ran the same as what the 750 did. Now, that was in the 8th mile. It may, I don't know, it may help in the quarter. I don't know. Doubtful, but.
I'd like to see you try the VRS on it.
Yeah. Well, maybe somebody will give me one.
An 850 VRS would be very interesting. And I don't know I'm just talking out loud. I think there's probably going to be one at No Name Nationals. You might get to try. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. I think a 750 or 850, one of those two VRS would probably be perfect on that thing. Yeah.
Well, I know I had to do quite a bit with the 750 to get it to run like it does. I mean, I've got the secondaries opening at about 10% of primary throttle. The secondaries are opening 10 to 15%, and I had to switch cams and accelerator pumps, put bigger cams in there. I had to do a lot of adjusting with it to get it to run like it does, as good as it does.
Oh, look at this. Okay, they all went ahead and dove. 500 it is.
All right. Cool.
Oh, I got my screen blurry.
Yeah. There you go.
Well, cool. I like
awesome.
it. I like it. So I'll tell you what, if anybody, whoever's the first person to post in the chat, if you can remember, the first person in the chat to post this number, I'm going to send these stickers right here, a couple of decals, a couple of the stickers. It's all outdoor grade vinyl, good stuff. I want you to post the number. What is the quickest 8th mile time that RT211's car has ever run? First person to post it gets these. Quickest 8th mile it's ever run. If you've been here watching tonight, you'll know the answer. No, DNR, it's the wrong time for the spline count. You have to get its best ever. So you be looking for it too, Ross.
Yeah, the
See
one
it?
thing this year, putting out videos this year and showing that may have been a mistake. I shouldn't have showed the times because, and especially my reaction time, because heck, people see it now. They know they can whoop my ass when I get there.
All right.
I'm terrible this year.
I believe we have a winner. I believe the first person to post it is Ron G.
Yep,
The
that's
694.
correct.
So Ron G, my email is on my channel, or I can put it up. It's john@princetondragway.com. Get me an address, and these are coming to you. I'm going to go ahead and stick that in the chat real fast.
Awesome.
Ron G, shoot me an email, and we'll get them to you. Well, gosh, guys, that's been a lot of fun. You know, we did this for a purpose, and it's been a blast. And we can hang out or not as long as you want, but I mean, we've reached our objectives. So, if you want to hang out a while, Ross, we can. But we'll call this here in a few minutes. Yeah, we'll just call it within the even hour if that works for y'all.
That's fine.
And call it good. Dr. Go, what's happening? Yeah, this is one of those. So, Dr. Go, when we get a person who's close to 500 subs, yes, who was $4.99? Because a bunch of people jumped on that. Who was $4.99? If you saw $4.98 on your screen when you hit subscribe, it was probably you. Purpose of that's right. But no, Dr. Go, we do this. We try to. We can't do it for everybody, but we try to. When the person is getting close to 500, we have them on a live stream, and it's not like they won't get it anyway, but we want to help them and do it together as a community. We've had about 60 people in here at one time at peak, and it's just a blast, and it's a fun way to do this all together with all of you guys. So, and now Ross has punched his ticket. He is officially a No Name 500 alumnus.
Thank
and I will
goodness.
move him in the alumni section. And then Buff Del Campo is now the new leader in the No Name 500. And hopefully he'll get pretty close and we can have him on for one of these also. But Ross has done it. He's punched his ticket. He's in.
Thank goodness. Thanks, everybody. I really appreciate it.
Look at that. Unfinished project was 500. And then it hit 505. See, a bunch of people were trying to get it.
Yeah. I was hoping Joe would be in here tonight.
Joe was in here real quick. I think Andy greeted him.
Oh, okay.
Joe's in here real fast. James and James said it went from $4.97 to $5. Yeah, see, everybody was playing cards.
Yeah, playing the game.
See, I told you that's what they were doing. Dr. Go, you can be sitting here in this seat getting your 500 next year. Or this year if you want to really go after it.
Go after it, yeah.
Yeah. Levi says, congratulations. Can't wait to see you at No Name Nationals.
You too. Thanks a lot, man. Right. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
There we go. There's Buff Del Campo. So, Buff Del Campo, you are now the new front runner in the No Name 500. You are now the new leader. So, stand on it. I try to, I try to give extra effort behind the person in the lead. And sometimes people will pass from third, fourth, fifth back. Unless you're James and James, then you come straight from the back of the pack and say, hold my drink and watch this. That's what he did. He did it all in like 2 weeks through great content and just hammering on it. Hey, this is cool. Fender Bender says, I'll do some artwork for the 500 subscriber. Cool. That's great. Joe's here. I saw it all.
Okay, he was there.
There you go. Thank you, Joe. Glad you're here.
Yeah, buddy. I got to give him a huge shout out for helping me in the beginning. He's been great. He's a great guy.
Likewise, Joe's a good dude. We appreciate him a lot.
Yeah, I'll be on vacation this weekend, so I ain't gonna get to test out the new converter until next weekend. I've only had the transmission in and out 4 times in the last 4 weeks, or 5 now. I lost count. This converter situation. Ugh.
Max Wedge Dick Dastardly says Deadeye Dick was $4.99. That must be his personal channel. So that's probably right. Because he always strikes me as an honest guy. So I think that's probably right. So there you go, Professor P. Jack stands in cinder blocks, is working on his watch hours. James and James got a call out, but can't remember the channel. That's okay. They'll come back around. Put it out there on Bucks Live. You'll get it. Slant Daily says, does your track give test and tune?
Sykeston, on Friday, it's usually Friday nights they have test and tune, and they've even been doing some Wednesday nights. It's called Wild Child Wednesdays. They've been doing that for really since the new owner, or not owners, but the new people running the track took over at the end of last year. So they usually have like a test and tune grudge thing Wednesday night and Friday night, unless they're having some kind of small tire, big tire, no prep thing like that. On a Friday night, it's test and tune.
Dakota's asking 727. Is that what you run, Ross?
Yeah.
There's a video on a freshen up of that if you want to see it.
Well, part of one.
So there you go. Max Wedge, Dick Dastardly. Just drop Professor P an email, slantdailygarage@yahoo.com. James and James says Sykeston Wednesday night. Okay.
Yeah.
Backwards says someone say grudge racing. That's the only way to race. Well, you can do that at the No Name Nationals, that's for sure. And James and James says I'm going to Sykeston Saturday, weather permitting. Well, that's cool.
Okay. I'll be in Idaho.
Dr. Go said it'll take me a year to fix all the leaks on my 318. Mice or chipmunks ate something. There's a puddle of antifreeze under the car. That is a definite no-go on the track. We do not allow antifreeze on the track.
Right.
Sean O'Brien put an open diff in the Z today. Just Mopar Joe brings up a great question. Ross, tell about how the track surface has been in comparison to last year.
It's been amazing, really. I mean, at least for me and the people I've talked to, and it already started getting better actually after you guys had the No Name Nationals last year, whenever the other people took over the track. And I haven't, now this last few weeks with my issues, I haven't been able to be down there, but the 2-3 times I was down there this year, I mean, I haven't heard anybody complain about traction issues there anymore at all. So
no, that's the word on the street. Everybody says the track is amazingly better.
These people that run the track now he's a great guy. They're a great family. It's run by a family now, and they're really good people.
Awesome. Ricky Skelton, aka Possum. We call him Mayor Possum. He's like the mayor of Sykeston. He knows absolutely everybody. And Possum knows how to make a track work. Okay?
Oh,
no question about it. And so that part's resolved. So now we need all of you guys to do your part and fix your oil leaks. So we do those two things, we're going to be in good shape.
Yep.
Is mud and rust okay to run in the coolant? Sure. It's your car. But you can't run antifreeze.
No.
If we didn't allow mud and rust in the coolant, I think a lot of people would fail. I mean,
Yeah.
Jack stands cinder block says, I have my steel fuel lines going in. Good deal. We'll replace the cracked windshield. Good deal. Have not fluid leaks. Excellent. Hey, listen, you know what? I hold myself to a good standard, too. I mean, I had some rock chips fixed in the van windshield so it wouldn't crack. Fixed needle odds and ends. Not that the van's going down the track. Fixed the battery hole down in it. I just figure, you know what? I'm asking that of you guys. I'll do it myself. Fender Bender says, I'm new to info on the track. Where is it and all that? I'm in Arkansas. This is in Sykeston, Missouri, which is north of Memphis. It's in the Boot Heel of Missouri, Sykeston, Missouri. And it's going to be September 19th to 21st, 2024, which it says right here. And you can check it out. It's the participants, the racers, burnout competition guys. You have to have 500 YouTube subscribers or more by the time of the event. But anybody can come as a spectator. We got spectator tickets at NoNameNationals.com, or you can buy them at the gate. But you get a $5 discount if you order them early.
If you're down south, if you're going to come up Interstate 55, once you cross into the Boot Heel of Missouri from Arkansas, it's 70 miles, 69, 70 miles to Sikeston from Arkansas on 55, I-55.
Yeah, Wendy says she's got the grill for my van. So my van is getting a makeover so that it looks a little bit less, creepy. So Wendy's got my 70s style grill for it, and we're starting to make it look a little better. So thank you, Wendy. Jack Stan Cinderblock says we need a battery hold down still. Okay, yep. Does the neutral safety switch need to stop the starter from turning or just kill the ignition? The car can only start in park and neutral. Okay, that's the purpose of it. And it doesn't matter if it never had one. It's like on a manual transmission, you don't have to. We actually have that question a lot. Real tomato ketchup, Eddie? Why, yes, Clark. Only the finest. And by the way, real quick, I'll plug this since we got a few minutes here. On Friday at the regular time, which is 8 to 10 Eastern or 7 to 9 Central, wherever you are, I'm going to be giving away on my channel a new product from Cope Racing Transmissions. It's a new thing in his catalog. It's so new that the instructions are still being written for it. But I'm going to be giving one away. I'll be giving one away. I'll be showing you the new logo for it. It's freaking cool. I'm excited about it, so we're going to give one away.
There's a few Cope goodies in my transmission.
That's right. That's right. Good stuff. And you're running a billet drum in yours, aren't you?
Yes, I am now.
Thank you, Wendy. Appreciate that. I will tell you. So, I like to plug Cope stuff because he's a member of the community. He's a friend, and he makes really good stuff. Okay? So, to me, all of that works for me. But I'll tell you, that billet drum, I have just seen the scariest stuff from those drums blowing up in a 727 if the sprag rolls over. And it takes, I think, 9,000 RPM at the drum to get you in the danger zone. And when a sprag breaks, it's only 4,050 engine RPM. That's all it takes engine RPM to spin the drum that fast when the sprag breaks. So I think that billet drum is a very worthwhile investment. $695. It's the very first item on the home page of Cope Racing Transmissions. To me, if I had a car that I raced regularly, that would be good peace of mind. Well, look at that. There is Michael Yielding. What's going on, man? I heard you had some dynamometer success. Jack Stan Cinderblocks, watch a few Cope's videos last week. Yeah, cool. I like his style and I like his products. And when he told me he was coming out with this, I was excited about it. And I asked if I could give one away. So we're giving one away on Friday. And you got to be present to win. And I already know how I'm going to do it. It is a Mopar part. But since we have a lot of Mopar people, I figure we'll have a good turnout for that. Well, Wendy's got a transmission that I built in Cope's shop, and I used a lot of Cope parts in it. I don't know that Cope would claim it, but it's a good transmission. Good stuff in it. Dr. Goes says that he has great products. Yes. And he's doing video instructions for what I'm going to give away on Friday. But you got to be there to see what it is, and you got to be there to win it. Jack Stands in Cinderblocks said, I tried to buy me a Mopar truck earlier this year. Just didn't have the cash. And my buddy went to say, well, that's a bummer. Unfinished project next in line to punch his ticket, Buffdale Campo. Michael Yielding said the Hemi is alive and some hiccups. I was at the machine shop with it in the dyno yesterday. All right. Yep. Mills like that, they got their sorting out to do. Cool. Well, while you got this captive audience, you have any questions for any of these folks?
Not really.
Michael Schmidt has questions for Cope. Oh my goodness. Something about an aluminum flywheel, and I have no idea. Cope, you want that one? Go for it. Oh, okay. Buck is giving James and James was asking, wrenching with Ray. So James and James, if you're in here, if you're listening, wrenching with Ray, a.k.a. Punisher Lamont's Garage. That was Ray that called you out. Dakota looked at some Roadrunners last weekend. They were all too rusty. Okay. He's in Georgia, so he enjoys rust-free stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, that transmission is going in a 62 Plymouth 440 with a 5-barrel. Yes, I said that right. It is a 5-barrel. Right. It's a 2.4 intake with a 4 on the front and a 1 on the back. I'm not kidding. There's video of it on their channel. But he is going to a true 2.4 setup. There we go. That's it. Michael says it's sorted out now. Did great. Have it home soon. Post the video short of it on the dyno. So if you haven't seen it, I haven't seen this short, but I saw another one with that engine on the dyno. It's a beast. So go check that out. And then after Buff, we've got Riley's Junkyard and Petting Zoo. Isn't that a great channel name, Ross? Riley's Junkyard and Petting Zoo.
Yeah. I guess that's something I could say because there's been people ask me that what the RT211 thing is.
Yes.
It's basically that RT is my initials. Ross Travis is my initial, my middle name. So it's just RT, and 211 was the number of the landing craft my grandpa was on in World War II. Huh. And also I found out later, and I actually remembered it was Herb McCandless number in the Sox and Martin Duster when he was running. He ran the number 211. So it's just that's what I picked to run it. So that's what it is. I've had a few people ask about that.
Well, 11's my favorite number, so I think it's cool anyway. I think that's great.
Thank you.
We got a couple minutes left here. We'll call it a wrap at the top of an hour. If you want to give any of these guys any advice on how to get a consistent ride or what you've done to make your stuff work, what would you tell
them? I really don't know, other than I wish I could get consistent reaction time. That's what I need badly. As far as the car is pretty darn consistent sometimes, but it'll run within a couple hundreds, 2 or 3 nights riding, and then all of a sudden it'll either pick up 400 or 500s or slow down 400 or 500s for whatever reason. I have no clue. But that happens every once in a while. But I mean, I don't know. Like the setup I have with that car, it seems to be pretty damn good. It runs good, so copy that, I guess. I don't know. Actually, on one of my first videos, I think I had a piece of paper and I have everything wrote out on there that's on that car. So, I mean, if somebody would put this combination in a Duster, that would be probably a 650, 660 car, close to it.
Yeah.
I mean, you get 500 pounds off of this thing. I mean, it should be pretty darn close to that. 660s anyway, I would think would be pretty easily attainable.
Heavens Mopar Scott just said, just found out you were live. It hit 500. Yeah, it's an ambush live, Scott. It's an odd time of the week. But he's congratulating you on 500.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Sean says 120 days to go. Actually, it's 119 in 1 hour. But and Fender Bender had some questions about the live thing. You know what? The best place to ask those questions is at a content creator workshop. And we're going to be having another one again soon. And those are where people can go and learn how to optimize their YouTube channel and gain subscribers and audience. But with that, I said we would go a short amount of time. You've got your subscribers. How many subs is RT211 right now? Let me look real quick. It says here you're at 505. So congratulations. You've got
thank you.
what, about 60, 62 subs today, I think.
I think it was 56 when I come on, wasn't it? I think 55 or 56, 455 or 56.
Well, you got about 10 on the Tech Talk Live tonight.
Oh,
But
I did. Okay.
Yeah, but you were at 442.
Something
so.
like that.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Yeah.
So this day has been about a, whatever that comes out to, 63 subs today.
63, yeah.
Yeah. Been quite a day.
That's awesome. Well, I thank everybody and you, and it's great. Now I don't have to be so stressed out about trying
No
not
stress
gonna
on
make
this.
it.
You've got it. You've got it. You're in. But thank you guys for turning out tonight. It's been a bunch of fun. Hopefully we'll get to do several more of these. In the lead is Buff Del Campo, so cheer him on. And when he gets close, we'll do one of these with Buff. But for tonight, y'all take care. Thanks for turning out. And we'll see you.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Y'all take care. Have a good day.